Today I'm going to talk through the 3 most common mistakes experts make in pool. Working out what experts do wrong has been a fun task. After all, they are experts. But even the best players in the world don't win all the time, do they? Plus they miss shots and run out of position. So there must be some mistakes in their game. Well, let's look at what I found. Confidence is great in pool. Ability can get you so far in this game, but a lot of it also depends on how you're feeling up here. I'm sure you can relate. Sometimes you come to the table and all you can see are problems, how every shot that you hit can go wrong. It's the worst feeling in the world for a pool player. Yet, you can play the next day with a very different mindset. Suddenly, everything looks possible, you're floating around the table and you feel like you can't miss. It's awesome when you're in that headspace and suddenly your game is so much better for it. But can you be overconfident? Possibly. The top guys have so much confidence in their own ability, and rightly so. However, every so often, because of this, you'll see them tackle a more difficult shot to try and get better position. If it comes off, then great, but it doesn't always. Look at this example. We've got an easy pot, but getting good position isn't simple. If we try, even just putting a little bit of unwanted side on the ball, or potting it in the wrong part of the pocket, could leave us in an awkward position. A better alternative might be to simply pot the ball and leave ourselves a longer pot on the next ball. If we're feeling good, then we should be confident of potting this one as well. Once you get to a certain level, you probably start setting yourself quite difficult practice routines. An example would be Gareth Bott's cushion routine. Now, these are great as they tend to focus in on particular skills. In this example, it would be improving your cushion potting. And they're also good for focus. Because they're so difficult, you tend to give them the attention they deserve. However, you should also keep practicing the simple things. Let's take the line-up as an example. There's nothing particularly hard about this routine, all the balls are in open and quite clearly pottable. You could make it more difficult if you want to by potting them in order, or only potting them in one side of the table, or taking reds and yellows alternately. It doesn't really matter though, as no matter how you play this routine, it is helping you with something. And it helps every standard of player. Think of this as a Mr. Miyagi wax on, wax off, paint the fence routine. What you're doing here is building muscle memory, and in particular, learning to move the ball just a few inches. If you want to complete this routine well, then try doing it by moving the cue ball as little as possible. Then, when it comes to a match and you're having to be quite precise with your positional play, that's when the merits of this routine kick in.
Son of a bitch, Paul, why didn't you just go home? That's your home!
We're about to come to my last point. But can I say, it's been hard to try and spot these mistakes. So, if you appreciate the effort that I put in to make these videos to help others out, then please just hit me with a like. You don't even need to come out the video, just tap the screen and hit that little button at the bottom left. Now, for my last point. No, win every frame isn't my piece of advice. If it was, it would be the most obvious advice ever, wouldn't it? What I mean is, the very best players seem to be looking to win the frame every time they come to the table. It's not a flaw to be positive, but sometimes the finish just isn't on. The difficulty is that the newer sets of rules such as Blackball and international rules make the game a lot more attacking. For me, I love that these rules have been introduced as it stops shots like this that take no skill whatsoever, or shots like this that almost guarantee you would win the game. If you drop down a level from the elite players, you see a lot of good tactical play. And I do believe that there's a balance to be struck between attacking and tactical. Unfortunately, you have players like Chris Melling who seem to be able to find the most ridiculous finishes on a consistent basis. Even when you think you're going to get a shot, this guy seems to be able to pull something out of nowhere. He really is a magician when it comes to finishes like this. So there you go, my top tips for experts, and I'm sure they're all watching this video and are ready to transform their game. If, like me, you're not an expert, then you might enjoy these videos on beginner and amateur mistakes. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Thanks, and I'll see you on the next one.